You will never quit smoking until you understand this. Everybody's treating smoking the wrong fucking way. Everybody thinks that they should quit because of the bad things. They think about, I must quit because it damages my health. I must quit because it's expensive. I must quit because it's an addiction and I don't want to be addicted anymore. But nobody thinks about how good cigarettes actually make you feel. And we all have been tricked and lied to by society and by the government about what cigarettes actually are. They say cigarettes are bad when in reality cigarettes are good. They say cigarettes make you addicted when in reality cigarettes do not make you addicted. If you want to really quit, you will never quit until you learn how to feel like you're smoking all the time. Because if you feel like smoking 20 cigarettes a day, it's gonna be impossible for you the next day to not smoke at all. Because you basically are deleting 20 good things that you're doing. What you must do is you must learn how to feel like you're smoking all the time. Because you know what's better than smoking 20 cigarettes a day? Smoking every time. This is how I finally quit smoking. I battled with smoking for 10 years and I could never quit until I learned how to feel like I'm smoking all the time. Once I learned this secret, every time I inhale, I feel like I'm puffing from that cigarette. Cause it's all about breathing, you know? If you actually pay attention, because the thing is, people don't treat smoking as an experiment, you know? Let's say you're trying to learn something, but you're surrounded by friends, you're talking with them, or you're scrolling on your phone. You will never learn that because you're not paying attention. And most of the people, when they're smoking, they're not paying attention of what's happening inside of them. Another secret is meditation. If you learn how to meditate, you're gonna become very aware of what's happening inside of you and you can take control into regulating your emotions by yourself and overcoming certain problems that you have. Because you may think, I need to smoke, but you don't need to smoke. Because somebody who never smoked, he doesn't feel less than you. You don't feel better than him. Actually, he feels better than you because he doesn't need the cigarette to breathe properly. If you are aware, let's say, you are craving a cigarette. When you spark that cigarette and you smoke it, what's actually happening is that you're changing your breathing because you are now a thoracic breather. You're breathing superficially every time. But when you inhale that cigarette, you're breathing diaphragmatically. This is why you feel that the cigarette feels something that's missing. That's how nicotine works. Nicotine basically tricks your diaphragm into opening fully only when you're smoking. So a non-smoking person, he may breathe like that and he may feel like he's smoking every time. But if you're a smoker, you're poisoned by nicotine and by the government because they invented this drug in order to keep you enslaved and weak. And cigarettes are just one thing, but the government gives you sugar, alcohol. Even the food is poisoned nowadays, especially in the US. So I'm not trying to say that the Matrix exists or Andrew Tate stuff, but actually it exists. Yeah, it's real. And if you're not aware to see it, then you can just lie to yourself that Coca-Cola is good for your health, that Red Bull is good for your health, that the society is helping you thrive while a hand of people are being billionaires and the rest of the world are working so hard. You may think of these things for yourself, but what I can assure you is that nicotine has tricked your body. You forgot how to breathe correctly, and smoking is the only way for you to finally feel free. Because feeling good is what we all want. If you try to quit smoking, but you don't understand, my light just went off. If you wanna quit smoking and you force yourself, you're a loser, because you're forcing yourself to feel bad, and it's impossible for you to feel bad because we all want a life of pleasure. God brought you on this earth because He wants you to live in pleasure. The thing is that you never learned the secret because nobody teaches you this. Nobody teaches you how to regulate your emotions by yourself. Nobody teaches you how to use your breathing to feel high, because yeah, I was addicted to weed as well, and I overcome that problem the same way. You must learn that drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, and all addictions, you were tricked into believing that you are actually addicted to these things. Nobody told you that there is a possibility that you can feel like that all the time. People are telling you don't smoke weed because it fucks up your brain, but nobody tells you that if you like smoking weed, there is a secret way that you can feel high all the time. And that's the only way that you can ever overcome addiction. Same goes for cigarettes. Until you feel like you're smoking all the time, you will never quit cigarettes, because you are so addicted to that good feeling, and it's so natural and a right thing to do to chase pleasure in us at a certain point. I think you understand that it's not possible for you, because deep inside your heart you know that you're doing the right thing because you're making yourself feel good, but you're not taking seriously enough to realize that there is a secret way that you can actually follow. And that secret way is to learn about the types of breathing. Learn about diaphragmatic breathing, and not also about that. Learn about how to regulate your emotions, and learn how to listen to your body. I'm gonna teach you now a simple exercise how you can feel like you're smoking. First of all, you need to train yourself. You need to start meditating and smoking at the same time. You should realize that this process is not a joke, and this thing is gonna be the best thing in your life, because you're not gonna need cigarettes anymore. You're gonna learn how to feel like smoking when you don't have a cigarette. And maybe that sounds impossible, but just do this. Go somewhere, smoke, don't use your phone, and schedule a program for that, because I don't want you to be with your mind somewhere else. So think of it as a training. Think of it as, right now I'm gonna have a 15-minute meditation smoking training. And what you do is you sit, and before you start smoking, you scan your body from the inside. You can close your eyes and try to feel how the air is going inside of you. Try to feel how your diaphragm, which is below your chest, is tightened up and how you cannot breathe fully. And when you smoke, when you start smoking, pay very close attention to what's happening inside of your body. You will start to feel how that cigarette opens up your diaphragm. When you're doing like this, that short breath when you're inhaling, see, first you're not even inhaling. First you're doing this, because the cigarette doesn't have so many airflow, so you're some kind of sucking, you're doing a sucking motion. Like when you're doing that sucking motion, feel how you engage with your diaphragm. And when you engage, the second step is you puff the cigarette. You're like, and that short breath, feel how deeply is going, and realize that you're never breathing as deeply as you do when you're smoking. And you will find the secret right fucking there, because you will realize that it was never about smoking. It was always about breathing correctly. But the government created nicotine. They invested billions of dollars into creating this poison that is so good into numbing your diaphragm. And your diaphragm is engaged only when you're smoking. But if you start to realize what's happening, you can start to engage it by yourself. Let me stand up and show you a simple exercise that you can do. So this is how you engage your diaphragm by yourself. Try repeating the smoking motion like this. See, I'm not even breathing, I'm just engaging my diaphragm right now. Look. And when you smoke, you're actually doing this all the time, but you're not realizing because you never paid attention. And you were always weak. You always preferred to believe the lie. You always preferred to believe that the cigarette is the one helping you. You never realized that you're the one who's doing it all that time. Anyway, I feel like I gave you enough for this video. I'm very interested to know in the comment section below your questions. Because for me, in order to help you, I need to know your personal difficulties and challenges that you're facing right now. So ask me questions in the comments below. And I'm gonna make more videos about this subject. And in case you resonate fully with what I told you until now, here are my socials, and feel free to DM me saying help me, and I'm gonna personally answer and help you throughout this process.